I sat on the edge of our bed, staring at Emily's back. "Are you okay?" I asked, trying to sound calm even though worry grew inside me. She didn't answer, just pulled the blanket around her and sighed with exhaustion. "Emily, talk to me," I said, touching her shoulder gently like I always did. "I'm fine," she whispered, but her voice sounded thin, almost hollow, like something was wrong. I should have pushed harder, but I kept telling myself she just needed rest. For months she had been distant, but I convinced myself it was pressure from work. I never imagined distance could hide something darker. That night everything changed. Emily stood up to get a glass of water, but halfway to the kitchen she collapsed. "Emily!" I shouted and ran to her, lifting her head as she gasped in pain. "My stomach. Daniel, it hurts," she groaned, clutching her side as sweat formed on her forehead. I didn't think. I just carried her to the car and drove like my life depended on it. The hospital lights felt too bright when I rushed her inside. Nurse Carla ran up to us the moment she saw Emily trembling in my arms. "What happened?" Carla asked as she guided us toward a bed. "She collapsed," I said, trying not to panic as Emily winced in pain again. Carla nodded quickly and called for a doctor, then turned back to us with a serious look. "Is she pregnant?" she asked. The question hit me like a brick. "Pregnant? What are you talking about?" I said, stunned by how fast everything was moving. Emily's eyes filled with fear and she squeezed my hand weakly. "Emily, why is she asking that?" I whispered. Emily opened her mouth, closed it, then whispered, "Daniel, I need to tell you something." My chest tightened. "What do you mean?" Before she could answer, Dr. Singh arrived and asked, "Who is the baby's father?" I froze. I didn't even know there was a baby. "Emily," I whispered, "what is he talking about?" Emily looked away, tears running down her face. "It's not yours," she said in a trembling voice. My body went numb. "Then whose is it?" Emily shut her eyes. "Jason's." "Jason? Who the hell is Jason?" I asked, my voice shaking with shock. She sobbed, covering her face. "My ex, from college, we talked again." "Talked?" I said. "Emily, you lied to me for months?" She nodded weakly, unable to look at me. My throat felt tight. "Emily, what did you do?" She tried reaching for my hand, but I pulled back, unable to take another breath without feeling the room spin around me. "I didn't know how to tell you," she whispered, shaking as Carla returned with equipment. Carla paused, glancing between us, clearly sensing the storm. "We need to take her for tests," she said, avoiding my eyes as if she already understood the truth. Emily cried, "Daniel, please don't leave. I didn't want to hurt you." "Then why lie?" I asked, my voice raw as she reached out again. She trembled. "I was scared, and Jason said he loved me again." Hearing that felt like a knife twisting inside me. "So you trusted him but lied to me?" I asked. Emily cried harder, unable to say anything more. Carla stepped closer. "Sir, we need to move her now." I watched them wheel her away, my hands cold and shaking as the hallway stretched around me. Everything I believed about my marriage cracked open in a single night. I leaned against the wall, whispering to myself, how did I not see this? Soon Carla returned and said calmly, "She'll be in testing for a while. You should sit down." I nodded, though my legs felt like they might give out any second. As I sat on the cold chair, all I could hear was Emily's voice repeating Jason's name in my head. I covered my face and whispered, "Emily, how could you do this to us?" When Carla returned, I met Carla's eyes and asked, "Is she stable?" She nodded, but I barely felt relief. All I could think was the same whisper in my mind, "Emily, what did you do?" When I stepped into Emily's hospital room, she turned her face toward the window like she was scared of my eyes. "Emily," I said quietly, "look at me." She wiped her cheeks and whispered, "Daniel, I didn't want things to be like this." "I didn't ask what you wanted," I said, trying to steady my voice. "I asked you to look at me." She finally turned, eyes swollen, voice shaky. "I'm sorry. I'm not here for an apology," I said. "I want the truth. All of it." Her breath trembled. "Jason came back into my life. I didn't plan it. Came back." I repeated. "What does that even mean?" "He messaged me months ago," she said. "I ignored him at first, but then, things at home felt cold." "You mean you felt distant?" I corrected. "Don't blame our home for what you did." Her jaw tightened. "I'm trying to explain." "Then explain," I said. "Because right now nothing makes sense." She twisted her fingers together, like she was hiding something inside her palms. "He said he changed," she muttered. "He said he regretted leaving me in college." I felt anger rising. And that was enough? You just opened the door? I was confused, she whispered. I stepped closer. Let me ask you something, Emily. So the baby isn't mine? Silence filled the room. She didn't look at me. She stared at the wall like it could protect her from the truth. I repeated softly, the baby isn't mine? Her voice broke. No. My hand shook. How long have you known? 2 months, she whispered. I let out a breath that felt too heavy for my chest. 2 months, Emily. 2 months, and you pretended everything was fine? I didn't know how to tell you, she said. You told him though, didn't you? She didn't deny it. I swallowed the bitterness burning my throat. You trusted him with the truth before you trusted your own husband. Her eyes filled again. Daniel, please? Before she could finish, the door opened and Rachel stepped inside. She looked at us and her face fell. Oh God, you told him, didn't you? I stared at her. You knew. Rachel hesitated before saying softly, I didn't know everything, but I knew something was wrong. Emily wouldn't talk to me. I let out a short, painful laugh. So everyone felt it except me. Daniel, that's not fair, Rachel said, stepping closer. Emily pushed everyone away. She refused to admit anything. Emily covered her face again. Rachel, stop. No, Rachel said firmly. You dragged this too far. I pointed at Emily. You could have told me the first day he messaged you. Emily cried, I didn't want to lose you. You already lost me, I said. She looked up, panicked. Don't say that. Please. I need you now. I forced myself to stay steady. You needed me months ago, Emily. But you chose him. Rachel stepped between us. Daniel, maybe step outside. She's not in a good state. I looked at Rachel. And what about my state? What about what I'm supposed to feel right now? Rachel lowered her voice. I know it's hell. But yelling won't change anything. I'm not yelling, I said. I'm just done pretending. Emily reached out her hand. Please don't leave me now. I looked at her hand, then at her eyes, those same eyes that lied to me with every quiet evening, every forced smile, every I love you, that now felt cheap. I was here, I whispered. Every day. I tried. I trusted you. But you left me long before tonight. She broke into sobs, but I couldn't move toward her. Dr. Singh walked in at that moment, holding a clipboard. Everything okay in here? No, I said. Nothing is okay. He looked at Emily. We need to run more tests. It'll take some time. Emily whispered, Daniel, please? I stepped back toward the door. I can't sit here and pretend this room is still ours. Rachel touched my arm gently as I passed. Call me later. Please. I nodded weakly and walked out. The hallway felt cold, but at least it was honest. Inside the room, Emily cried my name again, but the door closed behind me before I could look back. For the first time in years, my heart felt empty and clear at the same time. When I walked back into the hospital the next morning, I felt like every step was heavier than the last. Daniel? A familiar voice called. I turned and saw Mark standing near the elevator, hands shoved in his pockets, eyes full of worry. What are you doing here? I asked. He walked toward me slowly. Rachel called. She said things got bad last night. I nodded weakly. Bad is an understatement. He hesitated. Can we talk before you go up? I leaned back against the wall. Just say it, Mark. I'm too tired for anything slow. He looked down. I should have told you months ago. I saw Emily with some guy. My breath caught. You what? I didn't know who he was, he said quickly. I didn't have proof of anything. She could have said he was a coworker. I didn't want to blow up your marriage based on one moment. One moment? I asked, my voice cracking. He nodded. I saw them outside a cafe. They were close. Too close. I closed my eyes, feeling something sharp twist in my chest. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't want to hurt you, he whispered. Well, I'm hurt anyway, I said. So now I just feel blind and stupid. You're not stupid, he said. You trusted your wife. That's not a weakness. It feels like one, I whispered. Feels like the biggest one I've ever had. Mark shook his head. Betrayal changes everyone. Don't let it turn you into someone you aren't. I let out a humorless laugh. I don't even know who I am right now. He put a hand on my shoulder. You're someone who deserved better than this. My phone buzzed, then buzzed again, and again. Emily. I didn't want to look, but the messages kept coming. Daniel, please come up. I need you. Please don't ignore me. Mark saw the way my hand trembled. You don't have to go. I know, I said softly. But I need answers. We went up together, but he stopped outside the door. I'll wait here. If you need me, call. I nodded and stepped inside. Emily was sitting up in bed, eyes swollen, phone clutched in her hand. Daniel, she whispered, thank you for coming. I'm not here for comfort, I said. I want the truth. The real one. She swallowed hard. I told you most of it last night. Not enough, I said. Why lie for months? Why pretend everything was normal? She twisted the blanket. Because I hoped the baby was yours. I stared at her. Why? She looked down. Because you're stable, Daniel. You're safe. He isn't. Something inside me snapped clean in half. So you used me? I asked quietly. No, she said quickly. I didn't want to raise a child alone. I didn't want my life to fall apart. I felt my voice shake. So you thought I could patch it for you? I thought maybe we could fix things, she whispered. By lying? I asked. She shut her eyes. I was scared. I took a slow breath. Emily, fear doesn't justify destroying someone who loved you. She reached out. I didn't want to lose you. You lost me the moment you lied about him, I said. Tears ran down her face, but I didn't move toward her. Daniel, I need you, she whispered. You needed honesty, I said. Not another fake chance. She whispered, are you leaving? I shook my head lightly. No. I'm just done being the person you used to feel safe. Mark appeared at the door, watching me quietly. I turned back to Emily. You broke something that never had to break. She sobbed. I'm sorry. I know, I said softly. But sorry doesn't change the truth you hid. I stepped out of the room and Mark followed silently. As the door closed behind me, I felt the weight of every truth she never wanted to say pressing against my chest. But at least now I finally knew. When I walked back into Emily's room later that day, she looked pale and exhausted. Daniel, can you call him? She whispered. I froze. You want me to call Jason? She nodded weakly. He needs to know I'm here. I clenched my jaw. Why me? Because he won't pick up if it's me, she said. Please. I didn't know her this, but I wanted the truth finished. Fine, I muttered, pulling out my phone. Give me his number. She recited it quietly, like every syllable hurt her. I dialed. A rough voice answered. Yeah. Who's this? This is Daniel, I said. Emily's husband. He laughed. Oh, that guy. My grip tightened. She's in the hospital. She collapsed. And, he said, sounding bored, she needs to talk to you. It's about the baby. A pause, then another careless laugh. Fine. I'll swing by. When I hung up, Emily whispered, Is he coming? Yeah, I said. You sounded more important to him than I expected. She flinched. Don't be like that. Why not? I asked. You chose him. Before she could answer, I stepped out for air. When Jason finally walked through the main entrance, I recognized him instantly, tall, smug, wearing a fake confidence like cologne. He approached the desk and the security guard, Leo, gave him a once-over. Sir, you visiting someone? Leo asked. Jason scoffed. Obviously. The girl who won't stop calling me. Leo frowned. Room number? Emily Brooks, he said. Leo glanced at me. He with you? Unfortunately, I muttered. Jason smirked. Relax, man. I'm just here to check on my situation. Let's go, I said, wanting this over. When we entered the room, Emily's eyes widened. Jason, you came. Yeah, he said casually, leaning on the wall. You said it was important. Emily's voice shook. I'm scared. The doctor said I need more tests. Jason shrugged. Okay. So, I repeated. That all you have? He looked at me like I was a bug. What do you want? A speech. Emily grabbed his sleeve. Jason, the baby. He cut her off. Are you even sure it's mine? Her face crumpled. Yes, you know it is. Do I? He said with a smirk. I felt my hands curl into fists. You got her into this, and now you're acting like you don't even know her? I didn't ask you, he snapped. I didn't ask her to drag me back either. Emily whispered, Jason, please? I need you. We need you. Stop saying we, he said. There is no we. She stared at him in disbelief. But you said. I said what I had to say, he interrupted. You know how it works. Emily let out a broken sound. You promised you'd be there. He laughed softly. You believe that? I felt something inside me go calm. Not quiet but clear. This is who you chose, I said to her. Daniel, stop, she begged. No, I said. You gave up our marriage for this man. Jason scoffed again. Look, Emily, I don't want anything to do with your baby drama. I've got my own life. My baby drama? She whispered, clutching her stomach. He moved toward the door. Good luck with everything. Really? Jason, don't leave, she sobbed. Please, I can't do this alone. He opened the door without looking back. Not my problem. Emily broke down completely, crying into her hands. I stood there, watching the man she threw everything away for walk out without a second thought. She looked at me through tears. Daniel, please? Don't, I said. I can't be the one to catch you after he drops you. I made a mistake, she cried. I know, I said, stepping back. But staying here feels like drowning. She reached out. Don't go. I shook my head. I did my part. I called him. Now I'm done. Her sobs filled the room as I walked to the door. I paused only once, just long enough to whisper, you chose him. Then I left. I heard them reading the results, I whispered, staring at the blank wall of the hospital room. It's final. The child isn't mine. Mark exhaled slowly. I'm sorry, man. I really am. I thought I'd feel rage, I said. But it's just quiet. Like something inside me finally stopped fighting. Mark nodded. Sometimes the truth does that. My phone buzzed again. Emily's name flashed repeatedly. She won't stop calling, I muttered. Are you going to answer? No, I said. Not right now. We walked out of the building together. The morning air felt heavy, but my chest didn't. I'll pack my stuff today, I said. I'm done. You can stay with me as long as you need, Mark replied. No questions. Thanks, I said softly. I'll take you up on that. When I reached the apartment, Emily's voice came through the phone the moment I picked up to silence it. Daniel, please, don't hang up. Please just listen. I closed my eyes. What do you want, Emily? I know you're hurting, she said, her breath shaky. I'm hurting too. This isn't the same, I said. You lied. Repeatedly. I know I did, she sobbed. Jason blocked me. On everything. He told me the baby was my problem. My problem, Daniel? I leaned against the kitchen counter. That's who you chose. I didn't choose him, she cried. You did, I said quietly. Every time you texted him. Every time you lied to me. That was a choice. There was a long silence, broken only by her breathing. Just don't leave me alone, she whispered. I already left, I said. You just didn't notice until now. I hung up and finally began packing. Clothes, papers, the framed photo that once meant something. By the time I closed the suitcase, it felt like closing a chapter. At Mark's place, I dropped the bag on the floor and sat on the edge of the couch. The quiet felt unfamiliar. Peaceful even. You want something to eat? Mark asked from the kitchen. No, I'm fine, I said. Just tired. You're allowed to be, he replied. You've been carrying this for months without knowing. I rubbed my temples. I should have seen it. Don't do that, he said sternly. You trusted your wife. That's not stupidity. That's loyalty. Before I could respond, someone knocked on the door. Mark raised a brow. Expecting anyone? No, I said. When he opened the door, Rachel stood there, clutching her purse. Is he here? She asked. I'm here, I said, stepping into view. Rachel walked in hesitantly. I heard about the test, she said softly. Are you okay? I'm getting there, I replied. She nodded and took a breath. I need to tell you something. Not to hurt you, just because you deserve the truth. Go ahead. I warned Emily, Rachel said. Many times. I told her Jason wouldn't stay. I told her he wasn't serious. I swallowed. What did she say? That she believed he'd come back to her, Rachel said. That he made her feel alive. That you were too stable. I let out a bitter laugh. Stable. Right. She didn't mean it the way it sounds, Rachel added quickly. She meant it exactly the way it sounds, I replied. I was the safe option. Rachel looked down. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, I said. Everyone makes their own choices. She's falling apart, Rachel whispered. Her mom called me earlier saying she won't stop crying. Mrs. Evans? I asked. What did she say? That she doesn't understand how everything got so bad, Rachel said. But she also said Emily should have known better. I nodded slowly. She should have. Rachel studied me for a moment. You're different today. I think the storm passed, I said. I'm just accepting things. That's good, she replied softly. Acceptance is the only thing that helps. Mark walked over and clapped my shoulder. You're doing the right thing. I hope so, I said. You are, Rachel added. You loved her. You tried. She made her choices. Now she has to face them. I exhaled deeply. Yeah. Emily created her own karma. Neither of them argued. Neither of them needed to. Another late night? Tony asked as he leaned against my office door. Yeah, I said, closing the file in front of me. Work keeps my mind busy. That's not a bad thing, he replied. Just don't burn yourself out. I won't, I said. Things are slower now. Quieter. Tony stepped inside. You're handling all this better than most people would. I don't know if I'm handling it, I said. I'm just moving forward because stopping feels worse. He nodded. That's still progress. My phone vibrated. A message, Emily lost her job today. It was from Rachel. I sighed. Tony raised a brow. Bad news? Just fallout, I said. Her life is kind of unraveling. You still talk to her? No, I replied. But people tell me things. I put the phone away and rubbed my eyes. It never ends. Tony hesitated. Do you want to talk about it? No, I said. I've said everything there was to say. After work, I drove to Mark's place. When I walked in, he looked up from the couch. You okay? I think so, I said, hanging my jacket. Just tired. Anything happened today? Emily lost her job. Mark let out a low whistle. Damn. That's rough. Yeah. He gave me a searching look. Do you feel anything? I don't know, I admitted. I don't want her suffering, but I can't save her. You're not supposed to, Mark said. She made her choices. That evening as we ate, my phone rang. Mrs. Evans. I stared at the screen for a moment before answering. Hello. Daniel, she said quickly, I need to speak with you. What's wrong? It's Emily, she said. She's not doing well. She's overwhelmed, depressed, and with everything going on, she needs support. I'm sorry she's struggling, I said carefully. But what exactly do you need from me? I want you to consider forgiving her, she said. At least until the baby comes. She needs stability. I closed my eyes for a moment. I already forgave her. Her voice softened. Then can't you come back? No, I said calmly. Forgiving someone doesn't mean returning to them. She sighed heavily. I was afraid you'd say that. I know this is hard, I said. But you can't put this on me. I'm not, she replied. I just hoped. I'm sorry, I said again. Truly. But I can't. When I hung up, Mark leaned back. Her mom? Yeah. What did she want? For me to come back. For Emily's sake. And? I told her no. Mark nodded slowly. Good. Later that night, Rachel messaged again. Jason told her he wants no involvement. He said the baby wasn't part of his plans. I replied, I'm not surprised. A few minutes later, she called. Daniel? I'm here. She's breaking, Rachel said quietly. She's ashamed. She barely leaves her room. She keeps saying she ruined everything. I sat on the edge of the bed. I'm sorry she's hurting. I know you don't want to hear about her, Rachel said, but you should know she isn't angry at you anymore. She's angry at Jason. She keeps saying he promised things. He promised excitement, I said. Not a life. Rachel was silent for a moment. Are you better? I think so, I said. Healing slow, but I'm getting there. That's good, she replied. You deserve that. After the call, I stepped outside onto the balcony. The air was cool, and for the first time in a long while, I felt like I could breathe. The next morning at work, Tony stopped by my desk again. You look lighter today. Maybe I am, I said. Maybe acceptance finally settled in. He smiled. Good. You've been carrying a lot. I'm trying to put it down, I said. Piece by piece. During lunch, he asked, do you think she'll get better? I hope so, I said. But her healing isn't my responsibility anymore. That's a healthy boundary, Tony replied. Proud of you. When I got home, Mark tossed me a water bottle. How's progress? I'm not drowning anymore, I said. That's something. It is, he agreed. What about Emily? She's falling apart, I said. But that's not my journey. Mark clapped my shoulder. And that's exactly why you're healing. I nodded slowly. Yeah. My life doesn't revolve around her anymore. For the first time, the words felt true. I was finishing lunch with Mark when my phone rang. Rachel's voice burst through the speaker. Daniel, please pick up, she's in labor. Early labor. She's scared. Jason won't answer. I froze. What do you mean early labor? She's crying, she keeps saying she's not ready, the doctors are rushing around. Daniel, please? I don't know what to do. Mark looked at me. Go, he mouthed. I'm not the father, I whispered. I know, Rachel said, voice shaking, but she needs someone who won't abandon her. I closed my eyes. I'll be there. Mark grabbed his keys. I'm driving you. No, I said quietly. I need to walk into that place on my own. The hospital smelled the same as the night everything shattered. Rachel rushed toward me. Thank God. She's in room 214. Is she okay? I asked. She's terrified. She keeps asking for Jason. I told her I tried calling him. He's ignoring everything. I nodded and stepped into the room. Emily was hunched over the bed, breathing fast, tears streaking down her cheeks. No, I can't do this alone, she whispered. You're not alone, I said, standing near the door. She flinched at my voice. Daniel, I didn't think you'd come. I'm not here for us, I said gently. I'm here because you shouldn't be alone in a moment like this. She sobbed harder. Jason won't answer. He said he'd be there for me. He promised. A contraction hit and she gripped the rails, screaming. A nurse rushed in. Keep breathing, Emily. Slow and deep. We're monitoring the baby. Emily looked at me through tears. Text him. Please. Maybe he'll answer you. I sighed, pulled out my phone and typed. Emily is in labor. She needs you. No response. Another message, at least answer her. Still nothing. Emily whimpered. Try calling him. Emily, I hesitated but dialed. It rang once, twice. Click. His voice came through, annoyed. What do you want? Emily's in labor, I said. She's asking for you. So, he replied. She needs the father. Not interested. Tell her to stop calling me. Then the line went dead. I stared at the phone. Emily watched me, desperate. What did he say? Daniel, what did he say? I breathed in slowly. He said he's not coming. And he wants you to stop calling. Emily's face shattered. She let out a sob so deep it made the nurse pause. No, he can't do this. He already did, I whispered. She grabbed at the sheets. He said he loved me. He said we'd be a family. The nurse touched her shoulder. Focus on your breathing, Emily. Your baby needs you calm. Emily sobbed uncontrollably. I ruined everything. I believed him. I chose the wrong person. I didn't respond. I just stepped back and leaned against the wall, watching her fold into herself. Rachel slipped into the room. Is he coming? No, I said. She muttered a curse under her breath. She still thinks he cares. It's pathetic. Emily turned her head toward me, tears spilling. Daniel, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve any of this. Another contraction tore through her and she screamed again. I stayed silent. The doctor entered. We're moving quickly. She's progressing faster than expected. We'll prep the delivery room. Emily reached out toward me weakly. Please don't leave. I didn't move. I'm here, I said, but this isn't my world anymore. She broke again. I should have chosen you. I was stupid. I was so stupid. The words hung in the air. Words I once would have begged to hear. But now, they meant nothing. Rachel squeezed my arm. You okay? I'm fine, I said. This isn't my pain anymore. But when Emily doubled over, crying Jason's name, something inside me twisted, not with love but with recognition. This was the exact spot where my world collapsed. Now hers was folding the same way. The nurses began rolling her bed toward the delivery wing. As they passed me, Emily whispered, Daniel, please forgive me. I already did, I said quietly. This is just life catching up. She sobbed loudly as they pushed her down the hall. Rachel wiped her face. She finally sees it. She does, I said. Rachel looked at me. Do you feel guilty? No, I answered honestly. I feel done. We stood in silence as Emily's cries echoed down the corridor. Rachel whispered, Is this karma? I exhaled slowly. Yeah, I said. This is karma. When I returned to the hospital the next morning, the hallway felt too quiet. Rachel met me outside the room. She delivered at 3 a.m., she said softly. A girl. She's healthy. Is Emily okay? I asked. She's awake. Shaken. Rachel sighed. She asked if you'd come. I nodded and stepped inside. Emily lay in the bed holding a small pink-wrapped baby. Her eyes were swollen, her hair messy, her face pale. When she saw me, she tried to straighten up. "Daniel, you came." "I said I would," I replied. She looked down at the baby. "Do you want to hold her?" I shook my head gently. "She's not mine, Emily." Her lips trembled. "I know. I thought maybe." "I'm here to make sure you're okay," I said. "That's all." Emily swallowed hard. Can you stay? Just until I get better?" I stared at her. "Why?" "Because I'm scared," she whispered. "I don't know what I'm doing. Jason blocked me again this morning. My mom left to get some space. I feel like everyone hates me." "I don't hate you," I said. She looked up quickly. "Then, can't you stay?" "I'll be polite," I answered. "I'll help where I can. But we are done." Her breath hitched. "Daniel, please don't say that. It's the truth." She shook her head, tears spilling. "I can change. I swear. I'll do anything. I'll fix everything." "You can't fix something that died," I said quietly. "Daniel, I was stupid. I thought Jason loved me. I thought he'd be excited about the baby. I thought." "You thought wrong," I interrupted. "And you ignored everyone who tried to warn you." She covered her face with her hands. I know. I ruined everything. But you were always the good one. You were stable. Safe. Why can't you try one more time?" "Because you didn't choose me," I said. "Not when it mattered." She cried harder. "I wish I could undo it." "So do I admitted. But life doesn't work like that." The baby made a soft sound, and Emily looked at her daughter through shaking tears. "She deserves better than this," she whispered. "She deserves a real family." "She'll have one," I said. "But it won't be with me." She wiped her eyes. "Do you hate me for asking?" "No," I replied. "But I'm not the man who saves you from the consequences of your choices." Emily let out a broken laugh. "Karma, right? That's what Rachel keeps saying." "Karma doesn't need help," I said. "It shows up on its own." She stared at me for a long time. "Daniel, when I told you the baby might be yours, I wanted it to be true. I thought maybe if she was yours, you would stay." "That's not love," I said. "That's using someone." She flinched. "I know. And I hate myself for it." I took a slow breath. "Emily, I forgave you already. I don't want revenge. I don't want to see you suffer." "Then why does it still feel like punishment?" she whispered. "Because losing something good always feels like punishment." She broke again, sobbing into the blanket. "I didn't deserve you." "Maybe not," I said softly. "But I cared anyway. And that's what hurts." She looked up again, eyes red. "So this is it? You're really leaving?" "Yes," I said. "This is goodbye." "Can I at least thank you?" she asked. "For staying last night? For being here now?" "You don't need to thank me." "I do," she insisted. "You showed me more kindness after I broke you than Jason ever showed me when I loved him. That's the difference between you two." I didn't respond. I just stepped back. "Take care of yourself. And of her." She clutched the baby tighter. "Daniel, do you think one day you'll forget this?" "No," I said. "Some betrayals hurt forever." She nodded slowly, defeated. "But walking away," I added, "is its own kind of justice." Emily looked at me like she wanted to argue, but the words wouldn't come. I turned toward the door. Rachel leaned against the frame. "You okay?" she whispered. "I will be," I said. "Leaving for good?" "Yeah." She touched my arm. "You did more than anyone else would have." "I didn't come to save her," I said. "I came to save myself." I stepped out into the hallway. The air felt lighter, like something heavy had finally slipped from my shoulders. When I reached the exit doors, the sunlight hit my face. For the first time in months, I breathed without pain. Some stories don't get happy endings, but they do get closure. And this was mine.